Hey guys, TGKS Productions. So today's video is going to be centered around the new legendary bounty that was just added to RDR Online. This is titled the Wolfman, or this is basically the bounty you're going to be pursuing. And I'm just basically going to be sort of walking you through just sort of the approach that I took, basically completing this bounty. And again, this is just the 1-star one. So, this was my first time doing it. I've not completed all the other difficulties yet. But just to sort of get an idea of, what you should be what approach you should be taking in order to complete this. So, before we get into that, I'm going to kind of just let you guys, if you want to read the bounty post, you can. Again, you can skip over that, it doesn't matter. But after that, I'll just let you guys sort of check out the mini introduction of the Wolfman, and then after that, we'll get into the walkthrough of the video. So, anyways, check this out, and I'll be right back.
The Wolfman. You heard about him? Sounds like a tall tale, don't it? A man living up there with the wolves. I wish it was. He's a real life monster, and one that needs hunting down and... Well, one of the two ways it can go. Go up to Lake Isabella and look around those parts. You don't freeze to death, you might just find him. Be warned though, like most things wild, I expect he'll be skittish. His wolves, on the other hand, might not be.
Alright, so one thing I will say before you go into this mission or this bounty, I will recommend that you have obviously some tonics. If you actually read the Rockstar Newswire, it recommends predator bait just so you could sort of lure the wolves away, because the difference with this bounty, obviously, than with a lot of other bounties, is typically you're dealing with a bounty and then other human NPCs. Well, in this case, you're dealing with wolves, obviously. So having something like predator bait is obviously going to be useful. And then as far as clothing, you might want to have warmer clothing on. Again, if you don't, you're not going to absolutely die, but your health's going to drain quicker. And on top of that, I just recommend obviously having something like a shotgun and a bolt-action rifle. Is sort of the weapons you want to take in, and obviously a sidearm or a pistol. As you'll see here, I actually paused the map here. That the check or the marker that I just put on, as far as that the yellow shaded search area, that first marker, this first search area that I'm going to, that's the one you're going to want to go to. At least that's where I found the Wolfman. You actually see I encountered some wolves here, and I had to take them out. But as I'm going through here, you'll actually eventually see I'll sort of go up the hill a little bit, and I'll end up finding his little camp. And that's sort of where he's staying, and it should be the same spot, because when I did the Barbarella Alcazar bounty, she was always in the same spot no matter what difficulty I was on, and I've even watched some other people, so he should be in that spot if you end up doing this bounty. So I'm assuming if you go right over that spot, he should be there. I don't think he's going to change spots again. Can't 100% confirm that, but it's very likely that he will be in there or in the same spot. So again, you just sort of kind of see me. I'm just sort of searching the area right now, and then you end up seeing me going up this hill here, and I end up finding him, like I said, just sort of after going right up here. I mean, his camp is not far, or not far from here at this point. And you'll see that I actually end up actually, I'll skip ahead a little bit, and then I'll show you sort of the approach that I took when I got there. Alright, so I really didn't decide to skip ahead just because I just realized how close I really was. But right around this bend here, you'll see that, just sort of as you're coming over this hill, you can see a mini camp down there. And that's basically where he's at. And you'll see that there's obviously some wolves down there. Again, like I said, with this bounty mission, you're not dealing with human NPCs, you're dealing with wolves, which is kind of cool. It's different. So I don't even know if really story mode. I didn't go through all the bounties in Red Dead Redemption story, but I don't know if there was one like that in there. So this is pretty unique. I like that aspect of it. But essentially, I wanted to try to utilize the predator bait right here, and I don't want to say I didn't really use it the best way. I may have been able to place it in a better spot. It's just because the spot was so open, I really wasn't sure what my limitations were as far as how close I could get. I didn't really want to alert them immediately, but you'll end up seeing I sort of just come down around the corner there, and I end up trying to basically just drop it right around, I think, right around where that mini tent is where I dropped this, or maybe a little bit before that, but then I sort of came back up the hill, and I was going to try to see how many wolves would end up coming up. But you probably could find a better spot to put it in, honestly. You may even be able to get a little bit further down. Like I said, I was just being very cautious about it because actually yeah, that's actually where I put it. But you probably could have got a little bit further down, like more towards the tent. Again, I was just being very, very cautious because I wasn't sure and I really didn't want to alert anybody yet. But you'll see that I did end up getting at least one wolf to come over and sort of just, check out the predator bait and sort of see what was going on. And I was hoping I'd get more. Like I said, again, I don't know about the position. If you place it down differently, you might be able to get more wolves to come over. In my case, I only had the one come over. So to be honest, it didn't really benefit me that much because you'll see I even missed here, but I ended up taking him out. And then one thing that's kind of good about this bounty is that a lot of times, when you're doing a bounty, a lot of times the bounty will run away. In this case, he actually runs towards you. You actually see I end up dying here in about a minute or so, but just because I was trying to tackle him and I was trying to get him tied up, and obviously the wolves end up sort of just circling me, and they sort of overwhelmed me and they got to me. But at least you do not have to worry about him running away. At least he's gonna pursue you. So I recommend obviously dealing with the wolves first because it's gonna make it a lot more difficult to try to apprehend him. And on top of that, be careful when he's running towards you. When you're shooting the wolves, make sure that you don't shoot him by accident because obviously there's gonna be so much going on. You may be panicking because there's a lot of wolves around. Just be careful, take it a little bit slower. Just make sure that you don't end up locking them. You'll see I die right here. You do have 2 team lives. I actually end up dying even later on. Personally, I don't really think this bounty was harder than the first legendary bounty. I actually think that was a little bit harder, but I don't know. I guess the wolves just got to me, but personally, you really shouldn't find this that difficult, and it really should be a pretty quick one. Like on average, I completed this bounty a lot quicker than I completed the Barbarella Alcazar one. That one took me probably twice the amount of time it took me to do this one. So this shouldn't even take you that long to complete, but you'll see I end up tying him up here. I take him on I get him on my horse. Basically, once you get him on the horse, the only really thing you need to worry about is you actually hear him start making wolf calls. Yeah, wolves will start to chase you, and obviously chase your horse and whatnot as you're escaping this area by Lake Isabella and sort of his campgrounds. So it sort of takes the place of NPCs or human NPCs on horses chasing you. So those are sort of like your pursuers. Again, don't really need to worry too much about that. Like I said, if you have a bolt action rifle, just use that. You should be able to easily take them out. You'll see I start taking them out right here. Not much of a problem at all. And I did eventually get overrun. I can't remember exactly where it was. It's coming up, but my horse did end up throwing me off, and unfortunately, like I said, I sort of got caught up between the wolves again, and I got killed. But I didn't fail the bounty, however. Like I said, I still had 1 team life at this point when I lost it. But one thing I will say, and you'll see here, and I'll try to point it out when it happens, but you will see, one thing you want to keep in mind is with the wolves, I actually ended up after I died and sort of I was taking out the last few wolves that were left. I actually dived and was able to escape one of the wolves jumping onto me or trying to sort of in a sense pounce on me. And you can also try to do that if you time your dive properly. You may be able to obviously escape a wolf tackling you in a sense, because you're going to lose a lot of health. And once they get you on the ground, you're pretty much done. So you'll actually see here, I completely, right there, I completely dodged him. So if you time the dive properly, you can end up, sort of evading that jump that, is going to essentially, obviously, take a lot of your health away. But after I take these few wolves out, like I said, probably all in all, I had about like 6 to 8 wolves chase me. Not that bad. It honestly, I think I had a lot more NPC. I guess more. It depends on the difficulty too. Obviously, if the difficulty is greater, you're gonna be having way more wolves chase you than what chased me. But at least through the first difficulty, it really wasn't that bad. And then I believe you have the option to deliver him to the jail or the wagon, as it says here. I personally delivered him to the wagon. I don't know if there's too much of a difference in what you're getting paid. You'll see at the end here, I ended up getting paid about $45, I believe it was. So, and if you do the first bounty, or at least with Barbarella Alcazar, if you delivered her on the lowest difficulty alive, you got $50. So, I got $45. I don't know, maybe if I would have taken him to jail, I would have gotten an extra $5. That I'm not 100% sure about, but all in all, you should be getting around like, $45, $50. Like I said, I got 45, so that's not too bad. So I don't believe, these legendary bounties are probably going to have the same price, going throughout the next, I believe there's 10 legendary bounties total. We still have another 8 to receive, but I believe that that's sort of that multiplier that's there and whatnot, and sort of, the amount that it goes up, every time that, you complete a difficulty. That's the amount that you're receiving. I believe that's going to stay the same throughout all the legendary bounties. So that's good. I definitely recommend doing these. You can earn quite a bit of cash, like $400 or $500 if you were to go through all difficulties. I actually might even make a video about really, how lucrative doing these legendary bounties can be. So definitely, if you happen to be going through the map, doing the collectors and whatnot, or collector role, doing other roles, definitely participate and do these legendary bounties. But in any case, guys, like I said, I hope you found this video useful. Hopefully, you'll have watching this video will obviously, allow you to complete this bounty a lot easier, and hopefully easier than I did. Hopefully you won't die twice. But, like I said, hopefully it's beneficial. And, yeah, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. And take care. Have a great day.